After 18 weeks of deadlock, Ireland's political parties have at last reached a deal to form a new coalition government. The leaders of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, the country's dominant centre-right parties, have agreed a draft programme with the Greens. Fianna Fáil's Micheál Martin will take over as Prime Minister, rotating the position with the current Taoiseach and Fine Gael leader Leo Varadkar in 2 years' time. The three parties have been in negotiations since February's tightly contested general election. Left-leaning Sinn Fein, which won the popular vote, is not part of the coalition deal. Well, let's find out a little bit more about how this is going to work and speak to our correspondent, Shona Murray, who's in Brussels for us. Shona, the election was 4 months ago. There's 18 weeks that they've been trying to tease out some kind of agreement. Why has it taken so long?
Well, I suppose, Rosie, the first thing is that the result of the election was a hung parliament. The second thing is Sinn Fein, like you said there, won the popular vote. So they were given the first opportunity to create a government. They weren't able to because Sinn Fein is still quite toxic in mainstream Irish politics. So they couldn't get the numbers to cobble together some sort of a government formation. But then, of course, you had the pandemic. So the acting government had to act very promptly. And again, attention was diverted away from government formation. But now you do have this coalition between the three parties, and it is a historical moment for Irish politics. The two parties, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, they were descendants of those who once fought for Irish freedom but then fought against each other in a bitter civil war nearly 100 years ago over none other than the Irish border, Rosie. But so the two part that bloody, painful civil war really has dominated Irish politics for 100 years. So this is the first time that they've shared power. I suppose the question is whether or not they'll be able to maintain that cohesive relationship. One thing you can say about the programme for government that has been put on the table in the last sort of 24 hours by the three parties is that it does have quite a strong level of influence from the Greens, even though they only have 12 MPs or TDs in the Parliament. There is quite a lot in it in terms of the commitments to the Paris Climate Accord and various other things around public transport. So it is, I suppose, a new dawn in some respects for Irish politics. Rosie.
Thank you very much for the analysis. Shona Murray there, our correspondent in Brussels.